Classification has been in the news lately, in part through its opposite, declassification. The president has indicated that he'd like to see certain materials that were presented to the FISA court made public. And that's controversial. Making materials submitted to that secret court public is relatively unheard of. Classification and declassification are ultimately authorities of the president, so they do belong to the office of the president. But they're generally exercised through a process that gets involved experts lower than the president in evaluating what's safe to release and what's not. You've seen presidents in the past make clear that they want certain documents to become public as much as possible. But as much as possible includes redactions where the experts across the government feel a need not to release certain information so as not to harm national security. Those who work with the U.S. government, in part because they believe the U.S. government can protect that involvement well into the foreseeable future, will begin to wonder, will I be protected? Can the U.S. government protect me? Will the executive branch protect me, or ultimately decide to release information about my involvement, potentially for political motivation? I think the most serious threat is to the ability to keep collecting information, because the information the government collects, whether it's through sensitive sources or sensitive methods, is being collected for particular collection priorities, as they're called, ultimately to keep Americans safe, whether by understanding foreign governments and what they might do next, or by detecting terrorist threats, or perhaps more to the point, by detecting counterintelligence operations against the United States and its people. To risk being able to understand those things in the future, to ferret out those who are essentially spies in our midst, and ultimately to make, where appropriate, law enforcement cases against them, or at least disrupt that behavior, jeopardizing that is putting a lot at risk.